Kia ora team, Coach Ray here. I'm a triathlon and marathon running coach who specializes in coaching beginner and recreational athletes to achieve their sporting as well as their health and fitness goals. In today's short video, I'm going to take you through week 10 of my 12-week beginner half marathon training plan. This training plan is designed for people that are wanting to complete a half marathon. It is for people that are already comfortably running 3 to 4 times per week at the start of the training plan. Also, at the start of the training plan, you need to be able to run non-stop for 60 minutes because we're going to build up from there and we're well past that point by the time we get to week 10. Now, if you can't run for 60 minutes consistently or even for 30 minutes, I've got a couple of different options for you to help build you towards achieving your half marathon goal, depending on where on that spectrum you are. Wait till the end of the video. That's when I've got the information for that. Also, for those of you that enjoy going to the gym and are after a run strength training plan that will complement this half marathon training plan, I've got a couple of options for you at the end of the video as well. On to today's or this week's focus points. We're going to start dialing in, getting some race-specific aerobic fitness through the inclusion of tempo intervals, and we're going to continue to build that endurance through longer durations and consistent training. Let's have a look at the workouts this week. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday are our key run days. Tuesday sees Gail Bernhardt's half Ironman run intervals. Now, the run leg of a half Ironman is a half marathon. That's why these intervals are specific for both half marathons and half Ironmans. We're going to start off with a warm-up and get in and do 3 or 4 6-minute intervals at level 3. I'll give you the full details of those shortly. On Thursday, a 60-minute stride out run, same as last week, 10 by 15 seconds at level 5. Sunday is a 2-hour long progressive run A. We're going to start off with 60 minutes at level 2, 40 minutes at level 3, 10 minutes at level 4, and then into our cool down. There's options available on the Velocity platform for those runs. Also, Friday is our rest day. We're going to focus on doing some stretching, spend 30 minutes to help with the recovery, help reduce the risk of injury. And for those that are wanting to follow along, there's options for that on Velocity. So make sure you check out the links in the description and get started on a 14-day free trial. And for those other remaining days, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, those are your optional strength training days, getting into the gym and doing your workouts there. Let's have a look at the details of these sessions. Gail Bernhardt's half Ironman run intervals number 4. Now this is dialing in your half marathon race pace. It's also exposing you to sustained intensity. We start off with a 10-minute warm-up at level 2. The intervals themselves are made up of 6 minutes running at level 3 with 2 minutes between at level 2 for your rest interval. We're doing that 3 to 4 times, and then we have a 10-minute cool down at level 2, finishing with 10 minutes of stretching. As I've touched on before, I've got the stretching options available for you within the Velocity platform. The focus is on the running muscles, the calves, the hamstrings, as well as the glutes and quadriceps. The 60-minute stride outs, same as last week. This is where it's mainly an aerobic running, but we're mixing in some higher intensity efforts. This is giving you that higher intensity exposure, but with maximal recovery. It's not going to leave you fatigued. It's not going to leave you out of breath. It's not going to leave you tired or sore. We're going to start with 25 minutes warm up at level 2. We're going to finish with a 25-minute cool down at level 2. And the 10 minutes in between, each minute on the minute, we're going to do a 15-second stride out at level 5. We then have a 45-second rest interval at level 1, continuing to jog. The stride out itself is fast, relaxed running. Same as what we've done in the previous weeks building up to this point. The only thing that's changing is the length of the warm-up and the cool down. As with the other sessions, finishing with 10 minutes of stretching. This week's 2-hour long run, Progressive Run A, it's a change up and different from the previous weeks. We're no longer finishing with the stride outs. In fact, we're building our intensity as we go through the workout. The purpose for this is to give you exposure to race pace, give you exposure to doing so when the legs are fatigued. We're continuing to build our aerobic efficiency and endurance as well. So we're going to start off with 60 minutes at level 2. We're then going to increase to level 3 for 40 minutes, and then 10 minutes at level 4, threshold pace. And then we're going to cool down for 10 minutes at level 1 to 2 and finish with those 10 minutes of stretching as we always do. So, a bit about the intensities. The bulk of this week's training is at level 2 still. The warm-ups, the cool-downs, particularly the extended warm-up through the long Progressive Run A. It's easy, comfortable pace where you can converse with a training partner. If you're dialing in the pace using your Garmin, we're talking about 81 to 89% of your threshold pace. In the tempo interval sessions on Tuesday, we're using level 3, moderate pace. If you're training with someone, you can still converse in short sentences, but between sentences, you're going to need to catch your breath afterwards. Dialing in that pace, we're talking about 90 to 94% of your threshold pace. At the end of the long, or towards the end of the long run, the long Progressive Run A, we're using a level 4. This is a harder pace. 2 or 3 words and we're going to be out of breath. We're stepping things up from level 3. We're now at 100 to 103% of threshold pace. The other intensities used are on Thursday's stride out runs. We're using level 5 for the stride outs, although we're not sustaining it for 2 to 3 minutes where we would get to the point of grunts and groans. We're only sustaining it for those 15 seconds. So it's fast, relaxed, comfortable running at 110 to 120%. We're not getting to the points of grunts and groans when you're out of breath. And the rest interval between those stride outs is at level 1, a very easy pace with no issues holding a conversation. As a percentage of your threshold pace, we're talking less than 80%. Now for those other options I discussed at the start, for those of you that need to work and build up to running non-stop for 30 minutes, my Getting Started and Running training plan is the option for you. Over 4 weeks, we will build your ability through a series of jog-walk sessions so that you can run 4 kilometers non-stop at the end of those 4 weeks. We're going to start off with more walking than jogging, and over those 4 weeks, we'll expand the duration of the workout. We'll increase the amount of jogging, we'll decrease the amount of walking as we build your fitness and confidence with running. The link for that training plan is in the description down below. For those of you that can run for 30 minutes non-stop, but not for a full 60 minutes, recommend touching base and letting me know where you are. Maybe even we'll get on a coaching call and have a chat about where you're currently at and what are going to be good options for you. Send me a DM on Instagram at coach_ray_NZ. I'm easy to find on Facebook, or send me an email, coachray@coachray.nz, and we can work out what is going to be the best option for you to build your fitness over those 12 weeks to get you to the start line as well as the finish line for the half marathon. And for those of you after a specific gym strength training program that will complement these workouts, my Run Strong, Build Strength for faster, more efficient running has 2 options, one with 2 strength sessions and the other with 3 strength sessions each week. I look forward to joining you again next week where we go over week 11. Until then, happy running. All the best. Ka kite anō.